balls so dry, they explode like dust.
Suck my balls, suck my balls.
You must suck my golf balls. Mommy,
Yes?
suck my balls.
You got a lot of growing up to do, buddy. Suck my balls.
Sorry I'm different, but you can just suck my clit and my balls. You know what? That's what. Suck my clit and balls. I don't have to suck your balls. Before this day is over, you will suck my balls. Suck my balls, fat ass. I will. I will suck your balls, Kyle. And I will get down on my knee and I will suck your balls. I'll suck them dry, Kyle. Suck my balls, Kyle. Well, excuse my French, Mrs. Marsh, but you can suck my fat, hairy balls.
Suck my big balls in your hairy butt hole. Suck my big balls in your hairy butt hole. Your hairy butt hole.
What is that?
It's my balls!
God damn it, Cartman!
How would you like to suck my balls?
What did you say?
I'm sorry. Actually, what I said was... How would you like to suck my balls, Mr. Darcy?
Holy shit, dude.
What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to another edition of
Suck my balls, suck my balls. My balls, suck 'em dry.
That's right, Suck My Balls, a South Park review. I'm your host on the scene where the air is clean, and I'm lighting up that green. Your boy, MSG. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Matthew_Shaffer. Each and every week, I'm joined by my two bros as we like to break down everything in between the shows on the world of reviews on the South Park, and we like to hit it on the nose. But I digress. First up on the scene, usually I am joined by my boy, Scoop Jackson. Scoop is not here. Scoop had a schedule change. As we mentioned in our last episode, so he's working during the week. So we tried to record on the weekend. We were unable to meet up. And I am going on vacation here in about a week as I record this. So I am doing this solo because my other boy, Joe, Dirty J, he's on assignment right now. He's coming back from Las Vegas and Utah after a fun-filled weekend in the world of professional wrestling. So, it's just me and you. It's been a long time. Actually, I've only done this once prior on the Suck My Balls podcast, where I've actually recorded a solo podcast. But I've been recording podcasts now for the last 4 years. So if I can't record a solo podcast, then there's something wrong with me. That being said, you're here for another Suck My Balls review. And we're back for Suck My Balls number 88. This is season 6, episode number 6, Professor Chaos. Now, in this episode, Professor Chaos, it is the 6th episode of season 6, the 85th overall episode of South Park, and it aired on April the 10th, 2002. The boys fire Butters as their new friend. Devastation over his rejection unleashes Butters' dark side, and Professor Chaos is born. So, this episode starts off with Stan, Cartman, and Kyle. They call Butters over into their house to inform him that he does not work. He's not working out, and it's not working out as a friend, and that he's going to be fired due to them feeling sorry for Kenny, who died a few months ago. So, basically, they thank Butters for everything he's done in filling that void after Kenny's death, but unfortunately, they're not going to progress forward with him as their friend in their group.
Butters, we have to have a very difficult conversation.
Well, what is it?
Well, in the months since our friend Kenny died, you have really stepped up as a friend and filled the gap, so to speak.
Oh, that's my pleasure. I love being you guys' new friend.
Yes, well, Butters, it's just not working out.
Not working out?
I'm afraid we're going to have to let you go as our friend. You're just too...
Lame.
lame, yes.
But I can get better.
Butters, you just don't really fit in with us here. We think it's best for all of us if you look for friendship opportunities elsewhere.
But we certainly want to thank you for all your hard work and attempts at being our friend, lame as they were. But I thought we were really getting along great. I thought we were really having fun together.
Yes, well, we weren't.
We weren't, as Cartman mentions there. So after he leaves, the boys think they should start finding a replacement for Kenny. Now, feeling distraught, Butters comes home and laments in his bedroom. He's, at the window. It's one of those typical movie scenes where it's sad and dark. Rain is outside as the protagonist looks on. So he's at this window recalling how many things he's done for the boys, such as buying tampons for them, going on the Maury Povich show with balls on his chin for them, and calling himself an outcast at the conclusion of this.
The world isn't fair. I do everything people ask me to. I stand in the lunch lines for them. I buy tampons at the store for them. I go on Maury Povich with balls on my chin for them. And yet nobody accepts me. I am an outcast. A shadow of a man who can find no companionship. No love from others. Fine! If I'm to be an outcast, so be it. I'm through doing what others tell me to do, and I am sick of this world and the stinky people in it. From now on, I will dedicate my life to bringing chaos to the world that has dejected me. I will become the greatest supervillain the world has ever seen. Where I go, destruction will follow!
With enough abuse now, Butters vows to stop helping others and turns evil. He constructs a crude costume from aluminum foil and a cape, calling himself Professor Chaos, promising to wreak havoc on the unsuspecting populace. Though, of course, not before his mother tells him he does need to go to bed.
Prepare, oh little town. Prepare for the greatest supervillain you have ever seen. Professor Chaos!
Butters, time for bed.
Oh, okay, Mom. Yes, sleep for now. Tomorrow, the chaos begins.
So the next day now, Stan, Kyle, and Cartman hold a contest reminiscent of the show The Bachelor to choose a new friend to take Kenny's place. So for those who have never maybe seen The Bachelor, or understand what The Bachelor is, first of all, the show's been on for 20 years. So where have you been if you haven't even seen one commercial for it? But essentially, it's a contest where either a male or a female, the Bachelor or the Bachelorette, have suitors come to this specific location that's filmed in a reality style format where they choose who to marry or, I guess, date. I don't know. I haven't watched the show in full. I mean, the show looks dumb. Anybody just sitting around going on dates and people watching that, I don't understand that concept of why that's entertaining. But apparently it's so entertaining that it's been on for 20 plus years. So what the heck do I know, apparently, when it comes to mainstream TV? I watch South Park. That being said, many children show up, as well as Tally, the kindergartners, Lukey, Mark Cotswold, who's the stay-at-home kid, Damian Thorne, and Dogpoo. The boys explain that the best way to determine the worthiness of these potential friends is to spend time with them in town. And so they head off to the amusement park first. And here's Kyle here's Cartman that's going to explain all this.
All right, we want to thank everybody for coming. This is a great turnout. As you know, our friend Kenny died a few months ago, and we are still looking to fill the void with a new friend. You've all been selected as possible candidates, but unfortunately there is only room for one of you. And so Stan and Kyle and I will be spending the next few days going out with each one of you and narrowing our choices down until we think we've found the perfect friend. Are there any questions? What if we don't want to be your friend? Clyde, okay?
Okay.
Now, the first thing we have to do is cut the list down from 20 choices to 10. And so today we will all be going to the amusement park together to see who we want to cut. Please keep in mind this will all be videotaped, so put on your best friend faces and may the best friend win. Oh, and we will be needing a $10 per person entrance fee.
So meanwhile now, Butters in his new Professor Chaos persona marches ominously down the street, looking to perform evil deeds upon the people of South Park, and enters a restaurant named Bennigan's. There, Professor Chaos sees that 2 soup orders are ready to be served as they're placed on the counter, and the chef rings the bell. Butters, though, swaps them. Like, as in he walks up and he takes the different styles of soups and he just switches them from one plate to another. And then he watches as they're taken to their respective customers. Now, upon receiving the orders, 2 customers who happen to be sitting right next to each other in adjacent booths inform the waitress that they received the wrong order. Miss, I ordered the minestrone. Yeah, and I ordered the chicken noodle. So they've just swapped them. Professor Chaos, though, now standing at the restaurant's entrance, laughs menacingly while the entire restaurant becomes silent and stares. He informs everyone that he will continue to wreak havoc on the town, and he exits the restaurant with everyone else once again going about their usual business. He continues to walk down the street, and he laughs menacingly at a passing by dog. He gets the dog to bow at him, and this makes him continue to laugh further. enters his home and then evilly rumples the clothing in his dresser as well.
Waitress, I actually ordered the chicken soup. This is minestrone.
Yeah, I had the minestrone over here.
I am Professor Chaos, and now this puny world will bow down to me.
They continue to move on, not being phased at all. So following the trip to the amusement park now, back with the boys, they're being interviewed about who interacted with them and who has become a downside to them the most, while other contestants say why they should be picked up. So it's like an interview style within the reality show where they're interviewing the potential candidates and then giving their thoughts.
So today we went to the amusement park with all our possible friends. It was a really fun time. We rode all the rides and everyone got along great. I think the person that stood out most at the amusement park was Jimmy.
Well, the reason I think I would make the perfect fourth friend is that I love telling jokes. You know, who doesn't like to laugh?
Tweak. Now there's an interesting choice. Tweak has a lot of qualities that I look for in a friend. What if they don't pick me? What if they get us all, man? I mean, Christ, if they can get to the Pentagon, then they can get to us all, man. Ah!
I think I deserve to take Kenny's place the most because I've been hanging around these guys for like 5 years and I never get to say or do anything.
Yeah, I've always seen that kid in class, but he never does anything. He's more like a prop.
Towley is a tough choice because even though I can see how always having a towel around could come in handy, he's just always so high.
Yeah, I really hope I win because... Wait, what is this again? I have no idea what's going on.
We decided to get some one-on-one time with Jimmy and ride the log ride. The great thing was that because Jimmy's crippled, we got to go to the front of the line. That was definitely big points for Jimmy, but then we got to the ride itself and...
Hey, I'm gonna need some help getting in the log, fellas.
Oh, shut her down. Someone needs assistance.
Oh, really? That's gonna cost some points.
But right now, I'd say if we're gonna have a retard for a friend, I'd have to pick Tinny, because Tinny doesn't tell lame jokes.
Or isn't this great, fellas? Are we great pals or what?
One thing's for sure, picking our new friend isn't gonna be easy.
Interesting to note here in this episode, Kyle says Timmy doesn't tell lame jokes. So it's interesting to note that Kyle is actually not a fan of Jimmy's comedy, which, I mean, I get it. He does stutter a little bit itself, which we'll talk about here later or listen here later in the talent show. Later, though, it's announced that the boys have narrowed down their choices to 10 potential friends by giving a rose to each of the following individuals: Token Black, Clyde Donovan, Craig Tucker, Timmy Birch, Pip, Jimmy Vollmer, Jason, Tally, and Lukey, referred to as Luigi or Luigi in this episode, and Tweak. Cartman tells those who did not get a rose that they need to get the fudge out. The rest are disappointed, and Dougie O'Connell complains that the boys never even got a chance to know him.
All right, the rest of you, thanks for coming. Get the fudge out.
I didn't make the cut? Oh, God, I didn't make the cut?
I didn't even get a chance to have them get to know me. All right, congratulations to those of you selected to stay. In the end, one of you will be the new Kenny. Good luck.
The next morning at the Stotch residence now, Butters comes downstairs, eager to see the aftermath of all his evil. He asks his mom if she's heard about the switch soups incident at Bennigan's, to which she replies no. Intrigued, Butters then enters the living room and asks his dad to read his newspaper. Butters opens up the newspaper to see if his dastardly deeds had been reported to the news. To his dismay, it is not mentioned anywhere of Professor Chaos' evil. Butters concludes that the liberal media is covering up those events to prevent panic. For this, he decides to take his evil to the next level.
Did you hear about what's been going on? Some horrible new supervillain made somebody get the wrong soup order at Bennigan's.
No, I didn't hear about that.
You didn't? Dad, can I see the newspaper real quick?
Well, sure, Butters. I was just about to get some breakfast.
Nothing. It's the liberal media. They're keeping the stories of my deeds covered up so as not to cause a panic. Well, then, I guess it's time to step it up a notch.
It's the liberal media. So as they wait for the school bus, the boys try to do their signature bus stop scene. And that's where they're all staying at the bus stop, usually with every member of their clique. So they swap out different people from Token to Butters to Clyde. Now at school, Miss Chokes-on-Dix is preparing a lesson for the class while Stan, Kyle, and Cartman are testing their potential friends' ability to help them while cheating in class. Miss Chokes-on-Dix asks the class to look for the chalkboard eraser, which has been lost. As the students are searching the room, Butters grins evilly at his desk thinking to himself how no one will find the eraser, as he had buried it in his backyard. So all that is written will be staying on the board, which makes Butters think the number of computations will make people's heads explode.
Yes, look around for your precious eraser. You won't find it. That eraser is in my backyard, buried 3 feet below the surface of the earth. And do you even suspect me? No. Now we shall see how you all like your dear chalkboard without an eraser. Of information that just keeps piling up until your minuscule brains can take it no longer.
No? Oh, well, never mind. I've got a backup one in the desk. Okay, today, children, we're going to learn about multiplying times 5.
So, you all think that you can outsmart Professor Chaos, do you?
So Miss Chokes-on-Dicks calls off the search and decides to use the backup eraser in her drawer. Not to be deterred, though, Butters asks to go to the bathroom. And after he leaves, Professor Chaos then charges back into the classroom, steals the backup eraser, and flees. Moments later, Butters returns to Miss Chokes-on-Dick and asks if he has seen a little kid in a costume running off the hallway. Butters cunningly replies that he has, and he was pushed onto the floor by the strange boy scraping his elbow. While Butters is making costumes for his minions now later on, which he calls the Minions of Chaos, which is essentially his pet hamsters, he receives an anonymous note telling him to meet the sender at the South Park docks, believing that the note might not be from the FBI.
You're such a fat ass, Cartman.
Oh yeah? Well, you're a stupid Jew. Shut up, fat ass.
Oh, you guys are dumb.
Okay, Craig, interesting choice. Powerful stuff there, Craig. Thank you very much.
It is almost complete, the creation of my minions who will assist me in bringing terror to the world. There we go. Yes, my minions of chaos.
So as you also heard there at the beginning of that clip, they tried out Craig on the playground with hurling insults at each other, right? So they're all calling each other names and wanted to see what it would be like if Craig joined in. Butters, though, dons his Professor Chaos costume and sets off to the docks. Now, Stan, Kyle, and Cartman have further narrowed their choices down to 6 potential friends: Token, Timmy, Tweak, Pip, Tally, and Jimmy. Cartman once again tells the others to get the fudge out. Disgusted, Clyde complains that his decision should not be made into a game, to which Cartman hurls more fudge-related insults at him.
All right, those with roses will move on to the swimsuit and talent competition. The rest of you, get the fudge out.
This whole thing is stupid. You don't pick people you want to be with by making it into a game.
Ew, somebody's a sore loser. Clyde, I believe I said, get the fudge out, which means kiss my fudge and ass, go fudge yourself, fudge, get the fudge out, Clyde.
Kiss my ass, go fudge yourself, get the fudge out, Clyde. At the docks now, Professor Chaos searches for the one who sent him the message. It's revealed that Dougie from earlier is the one who sent it. He tells Professor Chaos that he knows his secret identity as he found out in the bathroom. Professor Chaos then pulls out his minions and orders them to take Dougie down, only for them to run away because they're hamsters. Dougie requests permission to join him, as he's an outcast as well, in his conquest for evil. And Professor Chaos accepts him and dubs him his general. You will be my general. General Disarray. Now, the next day at school, Stan, Kyle, and Cartman hold a swimsuit and talent competition for the 6 remaining potential friends. Some contestants perform their talents. Jimmy does a stand-up routine as he stutters. Tally attempts to play Stairway to Heaven on his guitar while stoned. And Token does some sort of hula dance here. He just kind of sticks his shirt inside out and just shakes his chest like he's got breasts. The boys later take their potential friends to a baseball game as well.
A guy walks into a...
Okay, wait. No, wait.
Next, please.
What am I supposed to do?
Anything that'll impress us, Token.
If you were our friend, how would you keep us entertained?
Oh, I know. Very nice.
He just sticks his shirt up and shakes it. So then, moving on, we go to the baseball game. So at the baseball game, Cartman ends up kicking Pip out of the contest for requesting tea and crumpets from the snack vendors during the game. Of course, then on the Jumbotron, Professor Chaos is going to make an appearance as well.
Yeah, isn't this great?
Drinks, get your drinks here.
Oh, yes, can I have some tea, please?
You don't drink tea at a baseball game, you French piece of crap.
Oh, very well. Just some crumpets, then.
All right, that does it. Pip, get the fudge out. Next. Okay, let's try this.
Just like that, he's gone. So now with his new partner in evil, General Disarray, Professor Chaos plans to flood the world, with them turning on a garden hose and letting it run on the lawn. People in the stadium are horrified and begin to panic until they decide to spend their last moments on Earth partying in their underwear, essentially a giant orgy. Professor Chaos and General Dis are excited that their plans for world destruction are coming to fruition, but are annoyed that the garden hose so far has only flooded about a quarter of the lawn, so they both sit while they wait for the hose to flood everything in their path.
Dear Christ, who will save us? We have very little time to live. How should we spend our last hours on Earth?
Our reign of terror is complete. The turmoil has now come full circle. Hey, it's the host for full general disarray.
It's odd all the way.
Oh, all right then.
Now, later that night, Stan, Kyle, and Cartman are deliberating over who to choose as their new friend, as they stress out that everyone gave their best shot but declined their cons. And then Jimmy stops by to give them a gift and kind of stutters a little bit. And, of course, the boys end up thinking he kind of sucked up here.
Okay, so how do we all feel about Tally as our new friend?
I think Tally is awesome. Tally's cool, but he gets stoned all the time. You can't really rely on him for anything.
Oh, this is giving me a headache.
And now, come on, you guys. We can't take this decision lightly. Whoever we pick is going to be the person we do everything with from now on.
You're right. Well, now, how about Timmy? He's quiet and he takes direction well. Really the perfect friend. Yeah, but Timmy can be really self-centered. How about Token? Token's a smartass.
So? You're a smartass.
Yeah, do we really need another one?
Good point.
Hey, fellas, I was just in the neighborhood and I thought I'd stop by this gift basket.
Oh, thanks, Jimmy.
There's some chocolates and licorice and some games and pencils inside.
That's great.
Cool.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll be seeing you friends later.
Hi, Jimmy. See ya. Suck up.
Yeah, I can. Next day, while Professor Chaos and General Dis are waiting for their garden hose to flood the world, they plan to build a raft so they and the minions can survive the flood. However, their plan is disrupted when the water department arrives, and they arrive like FBI style at the yard to shut off the hose. With no other options left now, Professor Chaos decides to resort to his most dastardly plan yet. The boys then come, and they're starting to announce who has been chosen as their new friend. 4 friends, but 1 rose. Then we get to the conclusion of the episode as Professor Chaos and General Disarray arrive at the top of the hill of South Park with a box of hairspray, and they proceed to spray them into the air to deteriorate the Earth's atmosphere, one by one. As the episode comes to a conclusion, the announcer cuts in and starts asking some questions. Will Professor Chaos' latest plot succeed to the final undoing of Earth? And which boy has been chosen to be the replacement for Kenny? And which of these 6 South Park residents was killed and will never be seen again? The answer to these questions will be answered right now. No, Tweak, and Miss Jokes on Dick.
Will Professor Chaos's latest plot succeed and be the final undoing of Earth? And which boy has been chosen to be the replacement for Kenny? And which of these 6 South Park residents was killed and will never be seen again? The answer to those questions will be answered right now. No, Tweak, Miss Chokes on Dick.
And that's your recap here, guys, for Suck My Balls number 88. And that being Professor Chaos. I'm going to go to a quick word from our sponsor, and we'll be right back to wrap this up with your trivia, pop culture, and your continuity.
So we just want to take this time out to recognize our sponsor, the Baked Boys Club. BakedBoysClub.com provides you with all of the sickest apparel available for all your cannabis-related merchandise representation needs. My boy here, Ian, lighten up back. How you doing, dude? I mean, he's baked. We're baked.
Yeah, just chilling.
You know? Baked Boys Club. Man, I mean, they've got some sick-ass merch, dude. Like, hats.
Yeah, I just ordered the big mystery box with the hat, the 2 shirts.
I'm jealous.
And the sticker.
Like,
with the... Using our coupon, it brought it down to 47, baby.
Oh my God. Go to Suck My Balls pod code. If you enter that in at BigBoysClub.com, put that in their coupon code is what I was going to say on the payment page.
Yes.
Or a little baked. We want you to be baked with us. So join the club. Go to BigBoysClub.com. Not just a brand. It's a lifestyle.
Light.
You mate. Stupid.
All right, there. Once again, shout out to our sponsor, the BakeBoysClub.com. Use the code SuckMyBallsPod and you'll save 15% off your order. the Big Boys. Not just a brand, it's a lifestyle. All right, so first up, what did Kenny say? Nothing. As we mentioned for the last 7 or 8 episodes, Kenny's dead. So he will not be showcased in any episodes with any lines. So let's start with our trivia. Here were the full list of potential friends that could have won this contest. Dougie O'Connell, Mark Cotswold, Fosse McDonald, Bill Allen. By the way, those are the 2 guys, Bill and Fosse, that's guy, your guy. Loogie, Damien, of course, Dogpoo, as I mentioned, Pip, Jason White, eventually will die later. No one ever thinks about the Whites. Wendy Testenberger, Bebe Stevens, Quaid, which is a kindergartner, Fillmore, which is a kindergartner, Ike, which is a kindergartner, Token Black, Craig Tucker, Clyde Donovan, Timmy Birch, Jimmy Vollmer, Tally, and Tweak. Eric Cartman breaks the fourth wall when referring to Dogpoo as a prop by saying, as you heard there, oh yeah, he's always there. I always just thought he was a prop. Boys also break the fourth wall when practicing the bus stop scene with Kenny's replacements. This episode also marks Pip's final speaking role until he's killed off 8 years later in episode 201. Good, we don't need to hear him. This episode also marks Dogpoo's first speaking role in general. At the conclusion of the episode, the cliffhanger asks which South Park resident is to be killed off and never seen again, as a background displaying Chef, Mr. Garrison, Jimbo, Officer Bar Brady, and Miss Chokes on Dick and Mayor McDaniels is shown. Although Miss Chokes on Dick was the answer, Chef would become the second of the 6 to die 4 years later. Also, this cliffhanger makes a resemblance to Cartman's mom is a dirty slut. However, this time, those questions are answered right after they have been raised. That's your trivia. Let's move into your pop culture. The song that Tally tries to play on the guitar at the talent show is Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. The boys hold a contest, as I mentioned, reminiscent of The Bachelor, in order to choose a new friend to take Kenny's place, even using roses. The music at the parts of the Friends choosing game might be a reference to the music Friends. It's kind of sounded like a knockoff, non-copyright version of the Friends when they're at the amusement park or when they're, choosing their friends and doing the interviews. The scene where Butterscotch is making his Professor Chaos costume is a reference to a scene from Batman Returns. And finally, the way Professor Chaos utilizes his pet hamsters is a reference to the 1971 horror film Willard and its antagonist's use of rat minions. Let's get into the continuity here. On the last page, Butters reads, "Flying frogs put this year's crops in danger," a reference to It Hits the Fan. Distraught, Butters wanders home and laments at his bedroom window, recalling the many things he did for the boys, such as I mentioned, buying tampons for them and going on the Maury Povich show with balls on his chin. On the wall of the room, in the beginning, there is a Cow Days banner and a stuffed panda, which resembles a sexual harassment panda from that episode. As we mentioned, Damien is seen in the background as a candidate to the boys' new best friend. As Professor Chaos walks down the street, a man can be seen who has a relatively large role in the Passion of the Jew episode. This is the last episode to have the original season 6 intro, in which Butters holds a Butters show sign in front of the title. Afterward, Tweak is next to the other boys, and Butters, dressed as Professor Chaos, knocks over the title. Dougie becomes Professor Chaos' sidekick in this episode, continuing their friendship from when they first met in the Two Guys Naked in the Hot Tub. If you recall, we reviewed that episode where they played Charlie's Angels. And that is some of your trivia, your pop culture, and some of your continuity. Let me wrap up this episode here with some of my top moments, my top likes here. I really found this episode to be very comical in the sense where they were making fun of the satire that is The Bachelor and how ridiculous it is to have a game show or have a show itself to find love or to find companionship. We really shouldn't be minimized to that, but here we are now in 2021 where that's done now with the simple swipe left or swipe right on your phone. So I think this episode is still it's still aged well, is because I feel like that is still an ongoing issue now. I liked the opening scene. We're going to let you go. I thought that was funny, them firing him. The friend contest I mentioned is hilarious. The amusement park scene is funny. Butters lamenting inside the classroom about burying his eraser 3 feet deep in the ground in the backyard and you'll never find it. Very sinister, psycho-like, which I liked. I also thought it was funny that Miss Chokes on Dick ends up dying and they just kind of kill her off nonchalantly, which we'll get into on the next episode because this is kind of I wouldn't say it's a 2-part episode, but they do link the 2 episodes together with Professor Chaos, and Simpsons did it by introducing Dougie and Butters as Professor Chaos in this episode, and it continues on into the next episode itself. Of course, we also have Tweak in the next episode too, which I thought was funny. Tweak is pretty funny in this episode. Oh man, so much pressure. I don't know if I can take all this pressure, man. Cartman is hysterical with the get the fudge out. Dad, get the fudge out. The talent show is pretty funny with Tally trying to play Stairway to Heaven. And of course, I can't get through this episode without saying I was happy Cartman ripped on Pip and told him to get the fudge out, and he left. What did I dislike? Did I dislike anything in this episode? There wasn't much I disliked. I don't think I disliked anything. To be quite honest, I thought everything was good from top to bottom. There was some good comedy with the main story being the bachelor. Then there's the side story with Butters having some character development and turning to Professor Chaos, which that becomes a long-standing character for Butters. We got the continuity there with Butters and Dougie, as I mentioned, as they rekindle their friendship from the Charlie's Angels episode, or Two Gay Guys Naked in a Hot Tub. Yeah, all in all, I thought this was a great episode. And if I had to put it anywhere, I'd say this would probably be my top 150. You know, it's not one of my top 100s. It's not something that it would stand out or like I'm going to go out of my way to watch it. But if you put it on, I'm going to enjoy it and I'm going to give you good feedback on it. So definitely my top 150 for sure. So, well, there you have it, guys. That's going to do it for another edition of your famous
Suck my balls, my balls, second drink.
Actually, I don't know how famous it is, but I'm your host on the scene where the air is clean, and I'm lighting up that green, your boy, MSG. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Matthew_Schaffer. You can follow us as a podcast at Suck My Balls Pod on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook at South Park Pod. Come on back next week as we review The Simpsons. Already did it. Maybe I'll have some co-hosts with me this time. Maybe it'll be solo again. Who knows? But we will be here each and every week to review South Park for you. It's a shame, too, that I didn't have my co-host here because we did have some big news this week in the world of South Park. We found out that South Park is going to be getting an extension through season 30, as well as 14 new streaming episodes on the Paramount Plus network. So hopefully I'll be able to talk about that with my podcast hosts in the future episode. But as I mentioned, I'm your boy MSG. We'll be back next week. Thanks so much for stopping by for another edition of Suck My Balls.
Look, this is a bar. We can't have children in here. People come here for debauchery and sin.
Butters will give hand jobs in the corner for $1.
Sure, I'm good at all kinds of jobs.
Get out!